Hello, my name is Jane Blease and I'm part of King's Church living here in Warrington. In this season of lockdown we've got time on our hands maybe, and just recently I decided that maybe it's a good opportunity to unearth a jigsaw that I had and to tackle that challenge of doing a jigsaw. And so I got the jigsaw out and I got a couple of trays to spread out all the pieces, because basically I was hunting for the straight edges and the corner pieces. My mum gave me that advice years ago, so that's how I started. And the jigsaw was beginning to take shape nicely, beginning to see the picture. I had the corners and I was getting it nicely together, and then all of a sudden, to my dismay, I found there was a missing piece in the straight edges. I was really disheartened by that, and after a few more attempts I just decided to put the jolly thing away and leave it for another day. But just a couple of days ago I was in the kitchen where I'm standing now, and I was giving the kitchen a good clean and sweeping and washing the floor, and to my amazement, underneath the freezer, which is just over here, I spotted something and I bent down to have a look, and blow me down if it wasn't the missing jigsaw piece. I don't know how it got there. I had searched everywhere, all the places I thought I might find it, but never thought I'd find it there. So that was quite extraordinary. But having found it, it reminded me of the story in the Bible in Luke chapter 15 of the woman who loses a coin and she turns her house upside down, sweeping and looking everywhere for this lost coin. When she finds it, she's absolutely delighted, obviously. Two other stories in the same chapter about the shepherd looking for the lost sheep and the father who's looking out for his lost son, and great rejoicing when they discover what's been missing. Jesus does care about those things that are lost, about lost people. Jesus cares very much. But this has reminded me of a time in my own life when basically, although I seem to have everything going for me, I had a good husband, kids, lovely home, husband had a good business, everything was going well, I was even going to church, and yet I felt as if there was a missing piece in my life and I didn't understand it. I was thinking about it, questioning, pondering it. And totally unexpectedly and out of the blue, I received the gift as a Christmas present, and it was a book, and it was called, rather fittingly for this story, it was called In Search of God. It was written by David Watson. Now, I hadn't asked for this book, I didn't know about this book, it was a complete surprise, and I picked it up. I'm not terribly excited about it. I picked it up to read, and it was quite extraordinary for me, because as I read, it felt as if I was finding all the straight pieces that were going to give my life meaning and purpose. And that book was wonderful. It answered so many questions for me, and basically it introduced me to the way to know Jesus Christ. He was the missing piece in my life. Although I believed in God, I didn't know Jesus Christ, and God had always seemed distant and far away from me. I didn't understand why. But as I read that book, I began to realise I needed to pray and ask God to forgive me for the stuff in my life that was sin, basically. And I did that. I prayed a very simple prayer as I came to the end of the book, and I asked God to forgive me and come into my life and be my Lord and Saviour. I found the missing piece to my life, and I tell you what, it's given me such strength and joy and peace over the years. 40 years ago now, more than 40 years. And I don't know, maybe you today, maybe you feel that you might have a missing piece in your life. Sometimes we think that missing piece is a new relationship or a different job or more money, moving house, something that will hit the spot. But possibly, it's the same as my experience, and that missing piece is just needing to know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Saviour, as the one that loves you and wants to indwell you and give you his presence every day of your life. And so I just want to recommend that to you today, to reach out to know Jesus. He's looking for you. Jesus came to seek and save the lost. But we're encouraged in the Bible to ask, seek and knock, to seek him with all our heart. And the promise is you will surely find him. And having found him, I believe you will have great joy too. So God bless you. Have a good day.